Hi there. I wanted to share this short 30-minute class with you, which is really great for the days when you don't really have as much time for a full practice, but you still want to move and breathe and connect. For this practice, you will need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a rolled up towel or a pillow, something like that, for part of it. And then for the other part, you might need to grab a thick book, like a dictionary or something like that. But you may or may not need it for that second part. So I guess have the props ready. And if you don't end up using them, then you don't end up using them. Come to sit comfortably. You can either sit with your legs crossed in one of these two positions, so Sukhasana or Siddhasana, so either feet and knees in a line or a slightly wider seat position there. If this doesn't feel comfortable, choose something else that does. Close your eyes. If your knees are really high as well, prop your hips up to a point where your hips are higher than your knees. Bring some awareness to the breath, the simple act of breathing. As you feel your breath moving in, notice how your body feels, how your body responds to your breath. On the exhale, feel perhaps the softening around the tops of the shoulders. Each time you breathe in, can you soften your belly and not push it out, but soften it so that the diaphragm can contract downwards? Exhaling, pouring your breath out of your nose and hugging your belly inwards. The intention is to stay present throughout the practice to your breath. We'll start by opening your eyes, and we're going to move into a very short little fiery pranayama to really just get you warm. Remember which leg was in front of the cross-leg position, but for now come into a Baddha Konasana feet position. Soles of the feet together, heels and balls of the feet press in. We're going to move into a short round of Kapalabhati breathing. So bring your fingertips behind your back. Kapalabhati breathing is short, sharp breaths through your nose. The belly snaps back towards the spine. If you're pregnant or think you might be pregnant, or you have high blood pressure or any issues with anxiety, maybe miss this one out. Well, definitely if you're pregnant, miss this one out. And just work with normal breathing like we did before. If you're all good, inhale partial through your nose. And then short, sharp breaths through your nose. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Changing the cross of your legs. So whatever leg you had in front last time, make sure it's the opposite one. From here, we're going to interlace our hands and then bring our palms to face the sky, lengthen through the spine. Moving with spinal rotations. On your exhale, you're going to rotate towards the right, hugging the belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Fill the side lungs. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate to the right. Only going as far as you can go without using any force. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale to the left. From here, release your left hand onto your left leg, right hand behind your back. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Exhale, shoulder blades soften down your back. Feel your breath moving into the ribs, the side ribs. Exhale, connect your sit bones to the ground, to the mat, to whatever you're sitting on. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky, holding on to your right leg with your left hand. And then exhale, take a side bend over to the left. So we're getting a spinal rotation plus a side bend, which is actually what happens in rotation anyway. There's a little bit of a side bend in rotation in many moves. Inhale, come back up. Keep your right arm in the air. And now bring your left arm up to meet your right arm. Interlace the fingers, press the palms to the sky. On your inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. As the right even. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. And then bring your hands down. Bring your right hand onto your leg, left hand behind your back. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Root down through the sit bones and energetically feel the earth and this grounding action. At the same time, lengthening, feeling axial extension, so lifting through the crown of the head. On the inhale, bring your left arm to the sky. Right hand holds onto left leg. And then take a side bend over to the right. Notice here if one side felt easier than the other. Might give you some indication of the side that you favor, the side that you tend to lean to, maybe when you sit at your desk or on your sofa in the evening. Inhale, come up, bring your hands back up. Interlace your fingers, press your palms to the sky again. And then inhale, come back to center. On the exhale, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift the chest. And either stay here if you feel good, but if you have any lower back sensitivity, staying here. If you're pregnant or you think you might be. And if not, you're going to fold forward, taking your head towards the ground. Move your knuckles away from your hips. On the inhale, let's rise up, release the arms. And then from here, we're going to come into tabletop position. In your tabletop position, just spread through all 10 of your fingers and have your knees underneath your hips. Let the back of your neck, the sides of your neck, lengthen. Moving into pelvic tilts, your upper torso remains still. So everything above your belly button stays still. On your inhale, allow your tailbone, so the sit bone, to lift to the sky. As you exhale, your pubic bone starts to move back through the inner thighs. The thighs have a slight inward rotation as you do this. On the exhale, send your tailbone to the ground and pull the belly in and up. Inhale, send your tailbone to the sky. Exhale, hug your belly in. Inhale, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, hug the belly in. Moving into cat and cow with pelvic tilts. Inhale, start at your tailbone. So tailbone, sit bones to the sky, rippling through your spine and letting your head come up last. Starting at your hips, exhale, send your tailbone to the ground, mid back, upper back, and then head towards the ground. Inhale, tailbone to the sky, mid back, upper back, lengthens forward, head to the sky. Exhale, tailbone down, mid, upper back, rounding, head to the ground. Inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop position. And then inhale, take your left leg back. Exhale, bring the right arm forward and hug your right shoulder into the socket and engage your left glute. Bring the hand and knee down onto the mat. And inhale, slide your right leg back, toes point to the ground, heel to the ceiling, sole of the foot towards the back of the mat. Exhale, left arm forward, thumb to the sky, hug left shoulder into socket. Release the hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, slide the left leg back. Reach the toes towards the ground, heel reaches back, engage your left glute, internally rotate the left leg. And then exhale, reach your right arm forward, thumb to the sky, belly hugs in. Bring the hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, slide right leg back, toes to the ground, internal rotation of the thigh. Exhale, left arm forward, hug your belly in. Release the hand and knee to the floor. On the inhale, take your right arm up into the air, opening through the side waist. And then exhale, coming into threading the needle. Bring your right arm to the ground. Left hand either stays next to your face or your hand can walk forward a little bit. Whichever variation you're in, reach out through your right arm and find that rotation through the upper trunk. Let's take another full, long, smooth breath in and exhaling completely. On your inhale, release. Place your right hand on the mat. Inhale the left arm up. And exhale, thread the needle. Take your left arm under your right, head to the ground. Right hand is either on the mat or out in front of you. If your hand is in front of your face, press your hand into the ground and use that to help you find more rotation through the rib cage and the shoulder area. Wherever you feel that there's a tightness or a restrictive feeling, breathe into with that with curiosity. On the inhale, release. Let's come back to our tabletop position. Moving into micro twisting quadruped. This is a subtle move. For this one, you keep your arms completely straight. And as you move the arms and legs, they don't go out to the side. So they're lifting up as they take this movement. On the inhale, lift your left palm off of the ground, left fingers, and then hug left shoulder towards the sky. Exhale, pick up your right knee and hug your right hip towards the ceiling. Release the hand and knee down. Inhale, pick up the right palm, right shoulder hugs to the sky. Exhale, pick up left knee, belly hugs in. Release hand and knee down. Last set. Inhale, pick up left hand, left shoulder hugs to the sky. Exhale, right knee hugs up into the hip joint. Hand and knee to the floor. Inhale, pick up right hand. Exhale, pick up left leg. Hug left hip into socket. Release the hand and knee to the floor. And then bring your hands forward about 1.5 hands distance, setting up for down dog. Connect into thumb and index finger, root down through all 10 fingers, curl your toes under, lift your hips. Feel your forearms hug inwards, as though you're trying to squeeze something between them. Root down through thumb and index finger, and at the same time broaden your upper back and shoulders. Option to pedal your legs, or I like to pulse sometimes, so just lifting and lowering my heels. Moving through both parts of the leg simultaneously can help me to feel the difference. Come to stillness, melt your heels to the ground. And then walk your feet in a little closer, so you're in a mini downward facing dog. From here, you're going to lift your right hand off the mat and bring your right hand to hold somewhere onto your outer left leg, maybe close to the knee, maybe closer to the ankle, and then gaze under your left shoulder. Release the hand and switch sides, taking your left hand to hold onto the right ankle or close to the knee, gazing under your right shoulder. Inhale, bring that hand back. Walk your feet back for your regular down dog length. And then inhale, come forward into plank. Plank position, let your knees come to the mat. Stay here, engage the core, engage the glutes. Chest lengthens forward. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and let your shoulder blades move down your back. Bring your hands forward in front of your shoulders and have your elbows underneath your shoulders. Root down through the tops of the feet, pubic bone, and tops of the thighs. On your inhale, press into the hands, lift the elbows, lift the chest. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, look over right shoulder. Inhale, return to center. Exhale all the way down. Hands by your ribs, curl toes under. Downward facing dog. Rooting down through thumb and index finger, root down through the heels. On the inhale, gaze to the top of the mat, and let's take lots of little steps to get there. You can bend your knees the closer you get to your hands. As you exhale, hands are either on the mat or just hanging down. If you have feelings of sensitivity across the band at the lower back, bend your knees and let your belly come to your thighs. On the inhale, ground through the feet. Let's round up to stand, press through the legs, and then reach your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, palms to heart. Come back to your breath. Press your palms together. Feel the energy of your breath. From here, we're going to move into chair pose. So release your hands and bring the toes together and have about an inch of a gap between your heels. Bend your knees and reach your bum back. Sink your hips down. Reach your arms all the way up. Have your knees over your ankles. On your exhale, bring your palms together at your heart center. And on the exhale, we're going to twist towards the left leg and bring the elbow onto the left outer leg. If this is too deep, have your elbow on your right inner thigh. Press your palms together, find spinal rotation, sink your hips down. Inhale, release, come back to center, stay in your chair. Exhale, take your left elbow to your right thigh. Keep drawing your left knee back and open your twist towards the right. Inhale, release, come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips are on the floor or on the shins. Pull the heart forward and up. Broaden at the sit bones. And then exhale, bend the knees, step into plank. Draw your inner thighs together, engage your glutes. Optional, lower your knees down first, or full chaturanga, bending the elbows, engaging your core, and making sure belly, chest, and thighs lower together. Bring your hands forward, inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, down dog. On the inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Back toes curl under, reach your arms up. Adjust the position and the width of your legs so you feel stable. Arms lift into the air. On the exhale, we're going to do a vertical twist. Take your left arm forward and your right arm back. Try and keep hugging your hips inwards so your hips don't move, just your upper torso moves. Inhale, bring the arms back. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring the arms back. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring the arms back. Place your left foot on the floor for warrior two. Take the arms out to the side. Reach out through the arms. Press down through the heels of the feet, the balls of the feet, and use that to energetically create tone, vibrancy, and energy through your legs. Reverse warrior, right palm to the sky, left hand on the thigh, reach and lengthen. Opening sideways as you bend your right leg, keep an active pressing down through right foot. On the exhale, bring your hands to the mat, curl left toes under. Bring left hand onto the mat or a block. And this is where a block can be handy or a book. Bring right arm up into the air. Reach back through your left leg. Get your spinal rotation to happen through the rib cage. Hug your thighs together. Really feel that energetic hugging inwards. On the exhale, right hand to the mat. Move your block out of the way. Left hand on the floor. Moving into modified Vashisthasana, side plank. Left knee to the ground. And then move your left toes over to the left a little. Lining up your wrist, your knee, and then take your right leg back. Right foot is either on the floor as the left arm floats up. Hug left shoulder into the socket, stabilize the shoulder joint. Maybe lift your right leg up. Option from here, you're going to hug your right knee into your chest and step your right foot forward. Curling the left toes under, moving them back. If that didn't work for you, just find a way to get into a lunge. On the inhale, take the arms up, all the way overhead. Make sure your left knee is underneath your left hip. You might need to move your right foot back a little. On the exhale, take your left elbow onto your right leg and bring your palms together. Press your palms together. Press left elbow and tricep into the thigh and take spinal rotation. Press into your left leg too. Energize the back leg. On the inhale, release arms to the sky. And on the exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step into your plank pose. Squeeze the thighs together. And optional, knees down first, modified chaturanga or full chaturanga, lowering all the way to the floor with control. Bring your hands either side of your rib cage. Inhale, lift forehead, chest, and feet off of the ground. Maybe lift your hands off of the mat. On the exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Curl toes under, press up onto knees. Send your bum back. Curl toes under, down dog. On the inhale, float the left leg up. On the exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. Back toes are curled under, reach the arms up. Optional to bring back leg in if you need a shorter distance there. Brings the arms to the sky. And then squaring the hips off. So notice if your back leg is kind of pulling out to the side, you're going to square the hips off there. We've already done the left leg. No, we've not. So from here, reaching the arms up. On the exhale, we're going to take right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Find that spinal rotation. Inhale, bring it up. 2 more. Exhale, spinal rotation. Inhale, bring it up. Keep hugging the front hips in. Exhale, spinal rotation. Inhale, bring it all the way up. On the exhale, place your right foot on the floor, coming into warrior 2. Extend your arms out, reach out through fingertips. Energize the leg by lifting and pressing into the heels. Reverse warrior, right hand on thigh, left arm overhead, all the way up and over. On the exhale, windmill your hands to the mat. Curl your right toes under, optional to use a block. Right hand on the floor on a block, left arm lift up. And we're trying to create this opening across the collarbones as we twist. Getting that beautiful spinal rotation, bending the front leg and hugging the left knee inwards there. On the exhale, bring the left hand to the mat. Move your block to the side. Right hand on the floor. Trot the right toes over to the right. Step the left leg back. Left leg is either on the mat. Hug right shoulder into the socket, left arm up. Making sure the right wrist is underneath the right shoulder, and then lift the left leg. Deep breath in here. Feel the energy running through the left side of the waist and the right side of the waist and the outer left hip. And then hug left knee into the chest. Step that foot forward. If that doesn't work for you, find a way to come into a lunge. Reset the back leg, inhale, lift the arms up. And then shorten your warrior, your lunge position so that your legs are at 90 degrees. Exhale, take right elbow onto left thigh, bring the palms together. Root down through front and back leg. Energetically, a lot of the time we kind of collapse into the twist here, which is negating that rib cage rotation. So as you do this, you're energetically using your arm to help you create that rotation in your torso. So now I have rotation coming into my torso there. On the inhale, release, bring the arms all the way overhead. And on the exhale, bring your hands to the floor, step into downward facing dog. On the exhale, bring your knees to the mat. Take your knees wide, toes together. Stretch your arms out in front. And let your forehead rest on the mat. Let the back of the neck soften, let the hips soften. Feel the weight of your pelvis on your heels. Feel your belly softening to the mat. On the inhale, lift the head, walk your hands all the way back, coming up to sit. And then make your way to come onto your back. Come to lie down. No props needed for the end of class. You're going to hug the thighs to the belly. Give yourself a little gentle squeeze and a rock. From here, we're going to lower our knees to the left-hand side. Just a few breaths in our spinal twist, maybe bringing your left hand onto the right legs. And if your legs don't touch the ground or you end up with your feet kind of hanging in the air, that means that we're not able to relax here. So find a way to let your feet rest on the floor. Find a way to let your hips rest, your knees rest on something so that your hip and the side of the body can relax. Feel your right shoulder blade land on the ground. Take another couple of breaths in here just to feel spinal rotation again. We've done quite a lot of these, but these spinal rotations are really great for the health of our spine, for our digestion, for our posture as well. Coming back to center one leg at a time, and then switching to the other side. Hugging the knees inwards, trying to let the legs rest heavy on the ground. Left palm faces the sky, right hand on the left leg potentially. And this is quite a nice move. It just gives us a little bit of weight, helps us to access this outer portion of the hip. But also there's quite a lot of bursts around there as well in that kind of hip area. So if there's any discomfort, maybe not having the hand there, maybe even having something between the legs so the stretch isn't so deep. If there's discomfort, a stretch fine, but anything that doesn't feel good, just release that hand. One more breath here. Come back to center, one leg at a time. Hug your legs in towards you. Give yourself another little squeeze and a rock from side to side. Finishing with happy baby. Take your knees wide out to the side. Hold the soles of the feet. Hold the outer edges of the feet. Or you could also hold your big toe and use your big toe hold to draw your knees towards your armpits. Feeling both sides of your neck and waist. Can you feel if they're both equal in length, or is there a tendency for your pelvis to twist? So especially if there's one hip that's tighter, sometimes we do these odd little movements. Feel your sit bones lengthening to the end of your mat. And this might mean your lower back kind of lifts away from the floor. It doesn't arch away, but there's just a little bit of space that's created there. And on the exhale, release, hugging in. And then set up for a final short rest. So either feet on the floor, a little bit wider than your hips, knees fall inwards, or a Shavasana position. You have this final rest posture to just let everything that we worked on land. It's kind of, I think of this posture is, you know, when you're dusting and or you move your hand along a shelf that's dusty, and then the dust all rises into the air, and if it's the sun is coming through the window you can really see it, but then you watch it all fall back down again. And I feel like this is Shavasana, the corpse pose. We've moved everything around, we've moved the dust around, and then everything just settles in our Shavasana. Like everything we've done begins to feel like it settles. And you're welcome to stay here longer. So you could just pause your video now. Maybe set a timer and give yourself some extra time if you have extra time. If not, you're going to draw your legs in towards your chest. Take a little bit of movement for your body. And then just coming onto your side and bringing yourself all the way back up. Take a moment to feel and acknowledge the practice within your body, how you responded to spinal rotation. Feel your breath expansive and easy. Take a moment to bring gratitude to yourself for coming to your mat today, to choosing yourself, self-care. Namaste. Thank you.